Hi, I'm Roger Wakefield, lead APV expert plumber, coming to you on YouTube, on Facebook. Man, we are out there today. First of all, if you're new to this channel, or maybe you're not new, maybe you've been here before. If you haven't done it yet, please hit subscribe and ring the bell so you don't miss out on anything. And this is going to be a great show today. This is going to be a show where we talk about a giveaway we're doing in 2 weeks. And I promise you want to be here for it. It's going to be cool. Man. This has been a good week. I hope that y'all are having a good week. I want to jump into the comments real quick and just see what we got going on. Mr. Jonathan Lopez says, nobody has their license as a journeyman, but have been doing it for 4+ years. What is your opinion on this? Well, number one, if they haven't got a license, if they haven't had proper training, and they may not know what they're doing. So it really doesn't matter how long they've been doing it. Where are you located? If they don't have their registered apprenticeship or anything like that, it may not even count. Anthony Parrish says, hi, how you doing today? Good to see you. Anthony Hickman in the house. Anthony says, who, what, and why? Abdul Kayumi, how are you doing? Good to see you in here. Ikar says, is it smart for me to get a tradesman? Well, here's my deal. And I love that you asked that because I'm part owner of a residential service company. So if you're a tradesman, to me, you're like a journeyman. I can send you out on a project. You can become a revenue source. You have an opportunity to make more money. Now, if you are a foreman or whatever at a big commercial project, they may not need you to get your tradesman. I've had apprentices that were great foremen, great superintendent, so they didn't need to, but man, will it benefit you or the company you work for? Because if so, I would say yes. Jose Enriquez says, you are the best. Man, I guess he's talking about Chris. Construction Cronies is in the house. He must have seen him in here. How are y'all doing? Jose, thank you very much. Construction Cronies, if this is another channel, guys, if y'all have not jumped over and see what he's doing, and you're talking about metal stud framing, and I use the word stud, big time in there. Man, go over there, check him out, see what he's doing. Pretty cool content. Anthony Parrish says, good. El Carr says, I'm a 3-year apprentice in Houston. Would it be smart to get me a tradesman? Look, again, if you're doing residential, yeah. If you're never going to do residential, just hang on, get your journeyman. But either way, I think you're going to be good. Doug McDougall says, hey, Roger, your cousin Pam said hi. I'm looking over here at the screen, and I see that. So tell Pam I said hello. Actually tried calling her mama yesterday, Miss Inez, to tell her happy Mother's Day. Abdul Kayumi says, hey, Roger, since you sold Texas Green Plumbing, have you thought of starting another company and taking us with you by filming it? I have not. I sold the company, but I retained part ownership, so I still own part of a plumbing company. The cool thing is, man, that they're good people and I'm learning a lot down there. And I think the plumbers that I carried with me down there are learning a lot of good things too. So yeah, I don't think that I want to start another company. I've had fun doing this. Although, man, I'm hanging out with a guy and I'm actually going to get to see him in a couple of weeks at Podfest and VidFest. So, man, here's my travel plans, just so y'all know. Tomorrow I head to Rhode Island, come back. Then I go to Houston, come back. God, let me think of where I go next. Then I go to Orlando, come back. Then I go to Fort Lauderdale and come back. It's kind of crazy. How's camera two look? Camera two looks good. Okay, there's three. Good. Just checking cameras real quick. So anyway, whenever I go to Orlando, I'm meeting up with a friend of mine that's a big podcaster. He's got a lot of cool stuff going on. But the neat thing about it is that he started a remote company. In a couple of years, he's doing about 50 million a year. So I'm just saying, man, I want to learn from him. Daniel Pena says, I want to start a business. Where I live, there's only one company in my town that does it. How would I work it? Well, number one, first of all, get all your licenses. You don't know where you're at, but make sure you've got all your licenses, all your insurance, everything in place to do it legal. Ricardo Granada says, hello from El Paso, Texas. Richie Reuter. Well, number one, I'm not Richie Reuter. I know, I'm sure that's who you work for. That's cool. Man, I love El Paso. Actually, I got to go out there a while back. Actually, I've done two things. I went out and spoke on one of the morning shows, which was really, really cool. But man, I got to get out there and eat some of that good food. So it was great. Tyler Hoskins, look at you, my brother's in the house. Live long and plumb on, brother. Man, Tyler is fantastic. He actually came to work with us over at Rescue Air. It's phenomenal. Love having him around. Scotsman Production says, why does my toilet flush 2 times? Is it like something with my pipes or flushing system? It's probably your flushing system. What I would do is tell you to check your water level, check your fill valve, your flush valve, just check everything in there. You've got a problem, and that's where you're going to take care of it. Gray Area Studio says Kentucky State Plumbing Code is the best. Says my plumbing prep teacher. Any thoughts? I'll tell you this, and I had a guy named Sky. He's got 6 plumbing licenses, 6 master's license in Central Texas. Don't know if he went all the way up to Kentucky or not. Over to Kentucky. Let me get that right. But here's the deal. He finally got his Texas master's. He says, oh my God, Roger, that was the hardest exam I've ever taken. So I'm not going to argue with you, but I've talked to a guy that's got like 6 or 7 masters. He says Texas is by far the hardest. So don't know what to tell you. Doug McDougall. Yes. Tell Pam I said hello. Mr. Chris from Construction Companies. I'm kidding on that. If y'all hadn't checked him out, go over and check that channel out. Fiona Manzano says, do I need to chamfer ABS pipe? I do on PVC, ABS, anything I'm doing. Absolutely. Mike Oxlong, how are you doing? A new channel member. So welcome to the Tuber Turds. Glad to have you here. I got to work on that. Well, I want to do more stuff for the members, and I'll check and see. We had talked at one point about whenever we got up to like 30 members, we were going to do a neat deal where we did a special live stream for them. So, man, I'll check on that and we'll see. But number one, welcome. Thank you very much. Good to see you in here as a member. Slay Rich says, appreciate the great videos. I'm out of 159, local 159. Sally Rich, look, I don't know where they're all at. So what I would say to you is please put in where 159 is, just because we get a lot of people in here asking about different locals all the time. Andrew Dalton says, hello, Roger. Finally got to catch you live. I'm a plumber from Kentucky. Well, good deal. So let me see, Andrew. Let me back up here. Where'd he go? Somebody was talking a while ago about the teacher. Yeah. Gray Area Studio says Kentucky State Plumbing Code is the best. Okay, so he's talking code. We use either IPC, the International Plumbing Code, or UPC, the Uniform Plumbing Code here in Texas. I tell you what they all say. Water goes downhill. And it all pretty much comes back to that. How do you make it do it the best way possible? Eddie Vasquez says, is it normal to feel overwhelmed when first starting out? Yeah, brother, if you don't, that's when I would feel for you. I remember, and look, I started plumbing many years ago. I started plumbing in 1980. So here's what I want to tell you. I literally remember first starting out. I remember driving to work one day and it clicked. And this is like 2 years after I started. And when I mean it clicked, it clicked. It was like somebody turned on a light switch and I was like, oh my gosh, Now I know why. I just felt like I knew all things plumbing right then and there. It hit me like a brick. So, what I want to tell you is, yeah, in the beginning, you're going to feel overwhelmed because you don't know what tools are, materials, you don't know what anything is. But, Eddie, let me tell you this, if you'll stick with it, you'll grow. Hopefully, you're working with some good journeymen that can get in and teach you the right way to do things. If you're not, I'd recommend a good YouTube channel to learn the right way to do things. And if you haven't yet, hit the subscribe button and ring the bell so you're always aware of new videos coming out. Man, here's what I want to tell you. In the beginning, none of us knew anything. None of us. So the opportunity is there for you. I hope you don't give up. Keep up with it. Man, this is a great profession. Young Plumber says, if the homeowner does not care, would you plumb a new house in copper or PEX? Also, threaded or mega press? Here's what I tell you. I love copper. Just saying. I don't like the press connect, the crimp to connect. I love the expansion fittings. Man, there's just so many different reasons, but look, the copper has lasted underground for so many years, and I'm not saying the PEX won't, but I remember when ABS came out, or not ABS, uh, man, poly, uh, man, it's been a long day, guys. I remember when the poly came out, and they're like, "Oh my god, this is gonna last forever." Then a few years later, it's like, "Yeah, well, it's getting brittle and cracking." Polyethylene. There we go. Anyway, look, copper we know works. We've had it around for years. Andrew Dalton says, "Love your channel. Thank you very much. I appreciate that." Kane Amora says, "I'm just an apartment maintenance supervisor, but I watch all your videos to improve my plumbing skills." Well, number one, thank you very much. And Kane, here's one thing I'd ask you. Have you ever thought about going to work for a plumbing company and getting your license? That way, one day you can maybe own your own company or something. Hopefully, as an apartment maintenance manager, you're literally learning the communication skill with customers. So, man, why not take that and grow with it? Maybe one day, start your own company or something. Look, nothing wrong. Look, I applied to be a maintenance man for years. Nobody'd ever hire me. I stuck with plumbing. Abdul says, "Hey, Roger, can you film more of you doing work on the job sites?" It's really funny. I try not to get on the job sites as much as I have to, but I do have some things coming up that I'm going to be out on the field doing stuff. I don't know why my video looks really bad over here. How does everything look to y'all? Does everything look clear, or am I lagging? Andrew Dalton says PEX. Jose Enriquez says it was difficult to solder. It's difficult to solder. I can, thanks to Roger, say I can solder because YouTube did. Roger came up on the videos to learn to solder. Once you started soldering, my pay expanded. Thank you, Roger, for giving me that. Hey, look, I love what I do. I love the fact that I get to teach y'all. I love the fact that I was trained from the union, that I was trained from some great plumbers. So I know the right things to teach y'all. Man, it's been good for me. So thank y'all. I love that I get to do it. Mike Carter says, "Love your videos from Amherst, Virginia." Thank you, sir. Yeah, Chris, I have got a crazy travel schedule coming up, but it's going to be good. Ricardo, I do plan on getting down to El Paso here pretty soon. The good thing is I've got some cool sponsorship opportunities coming up. And what I love about it is that, some of these I'm going to travel around. So they want me to go to different shows and do different things. But man, I think that we're going to get to have a lot of fun. The aesthetic Patrichor, hope I got that right. How do you get used to the hard labor of plumbing? I got to tell you, luckily for me, man, I'm pretty physically fit, and I know you can't tell by looking at me. I've got 6-pack abs. I just keep them covered with a nice layer of fat. But I'm pretty good at working out. I've always worked out. I've always been physically fit. I used to play football, used to run track, used to do a lot of things. Man, I don't know why it's coming out blurry, man. I'm showing everything looks good here. Uh, yeah, I knew exactly what you meant. Mr. S says, Roger, I have 10,000 hours in the field in California. Can I carry that over to Texas and get a journeyman license? The thing is, if you can document that 10,000 hours and prove it, yes, you've got a real good shot at that. Dalton Medlin says hello from Savannah, Georgia. Plum Pro best in Savannah. So Dalton, I was talking a while ago about Tersh Blissett. Not sure if you know who he is. Going to get to hang out. He's from Savannah. Going to get to hang out with him in Orlando here in a couple of weeks. So I'm looking forward to that. Mr. S says closer to 15,000 hours. Look, if you can document your hours, man, you can get a license. Bobby Conley says, hello from Houston. I will be in Houston next Tuesday night. I'm headed down to an event. I'm trying to remember the name of it, but it basically is through Houston Young Professionals. So I'll be speaking at an event down there. John Evans says, hello from Louisville, Georgia. Tyler Hoskins says, glad to be on the team. Man, we're really glad you're there. I hope you know that. Scotsman Productions says, I just come here to see what's going on with my toilets and stuff, but like it works normally fine, though. Number one, I'm glad it normally works fine. That is a great thing. Got to move this over here. I'm looking way over there for my comments. Yeah, I like that a little better. Oh, I like that a lot better. Good deal. So let me see. There we go. Yeah, number one, I'm glad everything's working okay. Is Fresno one says, are you hiring? Here's the deal. Man, we're always hiring. We're always looking for good people, whether you're plumbing, HVAC, whatever it is. And guys, I wish I could fix the blurry. I don't know what's wrong. No, Kiyumi says you should have Miss Wakefield on the show again. Explain what it's like working together as a couple. It's no fun. So, Mike Carter says, fake name, Mike Oxlong. I'm not sure which one is fake, but it's working. Anthony Paris says, who's your plunged guy? Just wondering, plunged. Not sure. Morning, Roger. I'm from Australia. I am now out of my apprenticeship and passed with flying colors. I now started with a new company and am pleased to be passing my knowledge down to an apprentice. Man, here's the deal. And guys, I don't know if y'all can tell. I take this serious. If you teach apprentices, man, always teach them the right way and treat them right. I remember getting into the trades. I worked with some plumbers that I'm not going to say they were the best, but I worked with some plumbers that kind of tough to work with. Okay, so I see a comment from Colton. They're uploading a video right now, so it's killing the bandwidth. Sorry about that. We will make note not to do this again. Bobby says that light switch went off for me last week when you attended Mr. Kitten's classes. There you go. Mr. Rich Mackay in the house. How are you, brother? I hope everything's going good. And remember, guys, hang around because I'm going to tell y'all about a giveaway we're doing in 2 weeks. And I just thought about this because, number one, we're going to be giving away about $8,000 or $9,000 worth of plumbing. This is a product that I promise you everybody's going to want. You're not just going to want it for your company. You're going to want it for you. Whenever I had a company come out and do a presentation a few months back, and they came out and did this, and I was blown away. I was blown away by what their system did compared to what my system was currently doing. So all I want to tell you is hang around because I'm going to tell you about it here in a little bit. If you're not subscribed, if you have not rung the bell, you may want to because you're going to want to be made aware when we go live because we got some cool stuff coming up. Dylan Adams says, been drain cleaning for about 6 months and just started my second week as a helper to learn the full trade. Been binging your videos since I started. Appreciate all your knowledge. Well, number one, Dylan, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Chris says, having good journeymen teach you is key to everything. Having a coach like Roger, you'll be primed for success. Well, number one, Chris, thank you very much. Like I said, Construction Cronies, check it out. Here's the deal, and this was put really good to me a while back. I'm watching this coach on stage, and his coach is telling people why they should hire them, why they should sign up with them and do the things that they do, learn from them. And when the coach got on stage and started, she says, who all in here knows how to make chocolate cake? And I love it because I love chocolate cake. But she asked who knows how to do that. And somebody right down front raised their hand. She says, so let me ask you a question. It says, if I asked you to teach me how to make chocolate cake, do you think you could teach me? She says, absolutely. Says, well, do you make it from scratch? She said, oh yeah. I said, okay. Says, so if I just went home and tried to make a chocolate cake from scratch with nobody to tell me the right way, do you think I could get it? And she started laughing. She says, oh God, no. Said, I've tried that before. You will mess it up. Guys, we all need coaches and consultants. We need people to help get us to where we want to go. And that's why I love doing the things that I do. I get to teach people online how to fix their plumbing. I've got people that reach out to me and want in classes about how to get into the trades, how to become the best tradesman, how to start their own company, and then how to use social media to grow it. So I'm telling you, I love what I get to do. It is fun. Dave Smith says copper all the way. I agree with you. Anthony, I know it's blurry, man. I am trying to do everything that I can. Yeah, 5x5 ain't very good here. Looks and sounds awesome. Okay, so and look, it's looking better. We may be good now. Colton may have got it. Andrew Dotson says we just started using Mega Press gas and the Uponor water piping. I really like the gas. You can press up to 3-inch and not have to weld it. Saves so much time. And it doesn't just save time, it also saves money. Mr. Sean Cook in the house says we're really fuzzy. I'm thinking we fixed it because I'm looking at my output over here. I think we're doing okay. Make sure I got everything looking good and sharp here. Jonathan Wheeler, how are we doing? It says hello, Roger, and everyone. Tunson Toyo says Roger Wakefield, not sure if you've covered this, but how do you feel about the tradesman license versus waiting to obtain the journeyman? Well, and I was kind of asked about this a while ago. Tony, if you're here in Texas, what I'll tell you is if you're thinking about getting your tradesman, ask yourself this: do you need it for your work or does your employer need you to get it? My company, I say yes, because now I can treat you like a journeyman. You're allowed to get out in the field. You're allowed to do work that an apprentice can't do, and you're allowed to do it by yourself. So the tradesman is a big deal for a single family or 2-family dwelling. And if those are what you're working on, good deal. Dave, I hope you hung around, brother, because apparently it got better. Just went fuzzy. I know, man, I've been dealing with it. Jonathan, you have been MIA. I get that. GBJR, Scotsman flushes twice because you have a tall toilet tank and you need the flapper that has a separate floater attached. That is one good solve for it. If you can adjust the length to control that. Great advice. Eddie Vasquez says it looks a bit blurry, but I still hear great, which I think is most important. Eddie, it's funny you say that because that's one thing that I was taught a long time ago. If you click on something and it's a video that is kind of blurry, but you can hear it great, people will stay with that a lot longer. If it's a great picture, but you can't hear worth a dang, people will leave in a heartbeat. So I'm glad I had good sound. Definitely prefers sweating copper pipe, hate PEX pipe. The mice can shoot through them. Man, they can shoot through them. They can shoot. They can chew through them. They can chew through tub drains. They can chew through anything plastic. Mr. S, thank you very much. Tommy says, thank you for being plumb full of helpful kind of, well, I'm plumb full of something, brother. Any type of tubing you'd recommend for an irrigated garden? You know, I did a good video. I called it one of the best plumbing jobs ever, how to plumb a medical grade grow facility. Went up to Oklahoma. I happen to know people that are part owners in one, so got to go and see how they did their drip irrigation. It was all PVC and tubing, and man, it was cool. Skull says, I've given up on trying to find an apprentice job. None of the local plumbers are willing to give the time or chance for you to get a license. Every single one wants 4 years of experience for an apprentice. Skulls, I don't remember where you are, but man, I would say look at the towns around you. Look at a place where you have relatives where you might be able to go stay for a little while. Man, you want to do everything you can. My brother Sean Cook in the house is a big hello from Vermont. Man, miss you down here in Texas. We're still having fun. Colton took care of that, I think. Tone says, are we guys hiring with backgrounds? Here's the deal. You can have a background and still get a job in the trades. It depends on what crime it was. If it's a crime of moral turpitude, and you can look that up on the Texas State Board of Plumbing Examiners website, that should be tough, or that could be tough. But you can even still get around that. Willie AB2 says, Texas State Technical College plumbing student here. Good for you. I actually got to go down to Waco and do a video down there, man. I loved it. Any of y'all want to know what the Texas plumbing exam is like? Man, go to that video that I did down at Texas State Technical College. It's pretty cool. Bobby Conley says curtains. Oh, you're in Mr. Johnny Curtin's class. Love that. And he's phenomenal. I've got to meet him and talk to him. I love what he's all about. Thomas Gowan says, when I started in 1967, I was told I will not teach you anything because you will work cheaper than me. You know, here's the thing that I try to teach people getting in the trades is, look, don't ever try to be the cheapest. And I mean, I want y'all to think about this. How many of y'all want to be the cheapest plumber in your town? If you don't, put hashtag no. And I'm curious because I've got a lot of people that I know that are literally like, hey man, I'm going to start my company, and to make the phone ring, I'm going to be the cheapest guy in town. And I'm like, why in the heck would anybody do that? I've always wanted to be the best. I've never wanted to be the cheapest. So I'm asking you, have you ever wanted to be the cheapest guy in town? If not, put hashtag no. And I'm going to tell you some things you can do to not be the cheapest and be worth what you're charging. Thomas Gowan says, I dug ditches for 2 years before I could do any plumbing. And then there are some companies that are like that want to put you on a shovel. I'm glad the blurry went away. Mr. Dave Smith says, life is like a box of chocolate cakes. David Reyes says, what books do you recommend to become a better plumber? You know, believe it or not, to become a better plumber, I recommend leadership books. I recommend management books. Leadership, management. I'll tell you what, there's a book I'm reading again. I was actually listening to it yesterday. When I say read, I consider Audible books reading. I was literally reading Think and Grow Rich again. Two books that I'll tell you to do, recommend to you. Think and Grow Rich, because that's going to make you think about how to make money. And the other book is The Richest Man in Babylon. That's going to teach you how to save it. And man, if you'll do those two things, I think you'll love your life. Marco Gonzalez says, do you own a plumbing company? I have owned a plumbing company since 2015. I actually sold it to a bigger HVAC company, but I also, whenever I sold it, maintained part ownership of that. So yes, I do. David Lewis says, hey, love your information videos. I've learned so much. David, man, thank you for leaving a comment. I appreciate it. If y'all are here and you like what you're hearing in here, you like what you learn, or maybe you've watched some videos of mine and you like that, do me a favor, give me a thumbs up just so YouTube knows that you're getting value here. And I want to remind y'all to hang around because I'm going to tell y'all a little bit later what we're going to be giving away. And I promise you, if you're a plumber, you're going to want it. And you are going to have to be a plumber to win. But it's about $8,000 worth of equipment. And one of my guys told me earlier, says, Roger, I've been looking it up. I think it's really about $9,000 worth. And I got to tell you, you're definitely going to want to be here in 2 weeks. Anthony Hickman says, you're looking great now, brother. More plumbers should take their role more seriously and teach others. Anthony, number one, I appreciate that. I think I look great too. I'm sure you were talking about the blurriness, but I'm not. I think I just look good. and that is a joke. I've been told I have a face for radio. But here's the thing. Make sure. See, I do look good. Okay, just checking to make sure. I'm playing. Here's the thing. I think more tradesmen, and I say tradesmen as tradesmen and up, tradesmen, journeyman, every one of us in the trades should make it our own personal responsibility to help recruit and train people getting into the trades. I think that's how we make our life better. Because I'm telling you, number one, man, I saw a new report today. I saw a report today that said that there are over 3 million unfilled construction jobs across the United States. 3 million. Now, I was told it was 900,000 in an article that I looked up earlier. So either way, guys, there's a ton of work for us. We all need to be recruiting into the trades. Okay, Tunnel Plumber here in San Antonio. Appreciate all you do. Number one, Juanito Durden, if you are a tunnel plumber, man, please be careful out there. I know just a couple of weeks ago, a month ago or so, and we're getting ready to do a video about it. Some plumbers died tunneling up under a house. And all I can tell you is look, doesn't matter what we do, it's not worth dying for. We've got family, we've got friends, we've got a lot of things that we really need to be looking at and thinking about. And I want to look something up here real quick. Sorry, I don't normally do this, but somebody put something in here. I am actually also, just so you know, I'm working on my book. And I'm trying to pick out my book covers. I probably should bring them up and just show y'all my book covers and see what all y'all think. Anyway, there's a lot of opportunities in the trades, and it's because of so many people that have retired and are retiring, and we don't have as many people getting back in. So all I can tell you is, man, learn everything you can, but be safe while you're out there doing it. All right, so we got a lot of no's. Anthony Hickman, Dylan Adams, Andrew Dalton, Juanito Durden says, heck no. Bobby Connolly, know your worth. Amen. You get what you pay for. Absolutely. Andrew Dalton said, indeed. I hope not. Eddie Vasquez says, have you seen the movie? Okay, I'll come back here. But here's the deal. Guys, look, if you start your own company, you don't want to be the cheapest guy. You may do more work, but you're going to make less money. My thing is find a way to be one of the most expensive and sell the value in it. Meaning, do your job better than anybody else. Be proud of the work that you do. Pat yourself on the back and get out there and do things right. If you're not doing things right, there's a problem. Just saying. All right. Eddie Vasquez says, have you seen the movie Moonstruck? It costs a lot of money because it saves a lot of money. I've seen it. I don't remember it saving me any money, though. Dylan Adams says, good work ain't cheap, and cheap work ain't good. Boy, not the truth. Raul Pavel III says, I haven't watched your content in a while. Forgot you existed. I guess it's not always good to be a nerd in basically everything. If I'm the nerd, I understand that. What I would tell you is if you're in here now and you have not done it, hit the subscribe button, ring the bell so you don't miss out on anything. And that may help you out later because, man, I'm going to tell y'all about something we're going to be giving away. Actually, it's two somethings, but I'm going to be doing a giveaway in 2 weeks that I promise you're going to want to be here for. Yeah, cheap work ain't good. Got some more no's. Construction Cronies Chris says, always toss the top 2 and bottom 2 quotes and qualify the middle wrinkled estimates. You got to go through them all. But yeah, if they're super expensive or super cheap, I'm not interested. Tone says, thank you, Roger, for the honest answers and insight. Truly invaluable. Sean Cook says, here's the question. How do you feel about the Gordian Costing Cost series of books? Here's the thing. I learned to do costing by strictly taking off everything on there and putting a value to that. So I've never really looked at a lot of estimating books and how to use them. Uh, I'm one of these guys, man. I learned you go through and take off every material on the job. That way you can put a labor to what it costs to install that. Then you can put multipliers. Man, there's a million things to do. Sean, I've never done those costing books. So I'd be lying if I told you. What do you think about them? Andrew says, indeed, hit that like button. If you like what we're doing, give us a thumbs up. If you're on Facebook, you may want to go over to YouTube just to do that. If you feel the need to give us a thumbs down, just hit that button twice. Raul Pavel III says, when I'm going to start my own business, I'm fixing cars. Then I'll fix some stuff for super cheap because it's pretty good advertising when you're just started. Yeah, but here's the thing. If you start doing things cheap, that's how people see you. And it's hard to ever come back in and raise your prices then. Then they're like, dude, man, I used to be able to afford you. Now I can't. And that'll give you bad reviews, which is something you don't want. Forrest fam, good to see you in here as always. Anthony says 100% agree with you. Nobody ever agrees with me 100%. So there's something wrong with you. Simplify says my best friend got me into it. Are they still your best friend then? No, and I'm joking about that because my best friend got me into it too. Some of y'all have heard my story. I used to be working in a hamburger joint. I was in high school. I was 16. At the time, I was actually managing it. And it was slow one night, and we're standing there talking, and he asked me, he said, "You going to do this forever?" I said, "You know what, man? I am 16 managing a burger place. Man, life is good." And he looks at me and says, "So what happens if you quit or you get fired?" And I'm thinking, okay, I don't know. Never thought about that. Well, then he told me about his older 3 brothers and his father that were all in plumbing. That's how I got into plumbing. Because it was a couple of weeks later that I'm going to tell you I quit, but I probably got fired. And I called one of his brothers and said, "Hey, can you help me get a job?" And he did. And guys, sometimes that's what it takes. Reach around the people in your neighborhood. You know somebody drives a plumbing truck, go knock on their door and say, "Hey, how'd you get into plumbing? How can I get into plumbing? Can you help me?" This is the greatest trade on earth. I love it. Dave Smith said there is a plumbing book, Zen and the Art of Plumbing Maintenance. I've heard of that book. I've never really looked it up, never really looked through it. I've got some that I recommend for the IPC and UPC study guides. I think are fantastic. I will check that one out if I can find it. Not by talking to me. Jonathan Wheeler says, just bought a house and bathroom sink seems stuck. But top of it is off any wait. Let me read this again. Just bought a house and the bathroom sink seems stuck, but top of it is off any suggestions. I don't know what part of it is stuck unless it's the pop-up. It's draining slow as well. I think Hair hadn't had a chance to look into it. Man, I did a video about that just the other day, Jonathan. Actually, I took a zip tie and cut it to make barbs on it, stuck it down in there to pull hair out, worked great. So all kinds of cool stuff. Mr. Kevin Roselle, thank you for the super chat. Kevin, I want to ask you, are you related to a Roger Roselle? Or, yeah, well, if so, you're related to a sister, Robin Roselle. Anyway, just curious. I grew up with a Roger Roselle over in my neighborhood. Nice guy. Do you think plumbers should tuck their shirt in? It's funny because, and I'm going to back up so you can see it. I don't tuck mine in whenever I'm doing what I do here. But I think that if you're working for a plumbing company and you're out representing yourself to customers, yeah, I definitely do. Man, I just literally, man, this is me. This is the way I like to be. But if I'm in front of customers or I'm out on a job site, I understand the value of tucking it in. So just probably not the answer you wanted to hear. Jonathan says, thanks. Chris says, is actually 10 million workers short in the USA, but they need a minimum 2.2 million new workers over the next 3 years to keep up minimum pace for new houses. Chris, I'm telling you, I've been telling people down here, and if you already know what I'm going to say, just put Hashtag 100 in here. But here's my deal, Chris. I've been telling people down here in the United States, over the next 5 years, plumbers are going to be making $100 an hour on the check. And I really do. I see it coming, especially here in Texas. Sean Cook says, how do you feel about the books? Use it and it seems accurate. Man, if you like it and it seems accurate, Sean, I love that. I do. Jonathan Wheeler says he may jump over into the Discord later. If y'all aren't aware of it, and I hadn't seen Sean Strong in here lately, but we've got the Discord. We've also got the subreddit. If you have not checked out the subreddit, Roger Wakefield Post. I thought, wait, what's the name of it? Roger Wakefield Post. Go over and check it out. Main Master Plumber says, do you use a ProPress often? I got to tell you, I love ProPress. I love ProPress and MegaPress. I think they're fantastic. Andrew Dalton says, we do. Main. And Juanito Durden says, Roger, I had a 1x1x2 tunnel entrance. To me, that's not big enough. Ours are about 3 foot by 3 foot, just to be honest. Roger, had a 1x1x2 tunnel entrance through a beam. Would you find it appropriate to have your plumbers work with such an access hole? I wouldn't. I would not like that at all. Peter says, at Roger Wakefield, how would I come out with my plumbing company if I've been surrounded with a lot of plumbing companies in your town? Here's the deal. You've got to find out what makes you different. What is your unique selling proposition? What can you do different than every other plumbing company there? What can you do better? Juanito says, I had to pretend to be a snake to get in and out. It ain't rocket science. I love that. Do plumbers always use a manifold? I'm trying to be less of a hack. We do for the most part. Now, when you say a manifold, we've got manifolds behind every fixture because we don't do solder joints. We don't tie lines together under the slab. We do it all above the slab. Christine M., one of my favorite questions. What toilet paper do you recommend to avoid clogging? Now, here's the deal. You're going to love it. I love Cottonelle. Number one, my butt is tender. I love Cottonelle toilet paper. So it's funny. Cottonelle reached out to me to ask me to sponsor videos or ask to be a sponsor. And I was like, oh, great. And they're like, but we want you to sponsor flushable wipes. And I'm like, man, I can't do it. I don't believe in them. And they started telling me about how theirs are proven to dissolve. And I've got to tell you, I wish I had them in here. They were in here up until a day or two ago. I actually had the jars that I put in to test them with, and their Cottonelle flushable wipes literally dissolve like toilet paper. If you have not seen my videos, I've got 2 videos, I think, that I did about those. They're phenomenal. But Christine M., I got to tell you, I love my Cottonelle, whether it's the wipes or the toilet tissue, either one. And I'll show you something cool. It's not every day that Cottonelle calls somebody their number one plumber. And that's what this says. And I know I can't get it where you can see it because it'll get blurry. But, oh, wait, you know what? Watch this, man. I'm going to show you magic because I think I know how to do this. And I normally don't take time to do stuff like this, but this is pretty cool. You'll get to see a little bit of my point of view too. Okay, so let's see here. If I go to camera number 4 right there, look at that. So y'all can see the 2 screens in front of me. But as you see, Roger Wakefield, Cottonelle's number one plumber. I love those people. So anyway, that's why I talk about it. I love what I get to do. You know, y'all heard me earlier talking about sponsorships. I've had so many people reach out lately about sponsorships. I'm blessed. I literally get to live the most amazing life. Anyway, Christine, I know that went on a little bit long, but thank you very much. All Day Gaming says, do you think carpenters are as valuable as plumbers? The reason I ask is I don't know what trade I like better. No, I don't. And I'm joking. Look, we're all very popular, very valuable. You can't do anything without any one of us. My personal opinion, I think plumbers electricians and HVAC techs are probably the most valuable, most expensive, because if you can't go to the restroom, you can't cool down your house, or you can't turn on lights, that's going to be a problem. And I know I'm going to piss off a lot of carpenters, but you know what? If a rafter breaks or something like that, you know what? You can get by with it. You don't ever need to call them to come back in and help do things, because I mean, unless you do a remodel. Man, I'm looking at it my way. I'm sure I made a lot of carpenters mad, but that's my opinion. I still love carpenters. Don't get me wrong. I just think plumbers, electricians, and HVAC techs are a little more valuable. Dave Smith, thank you very much. Carlos De La Torre says, "What is the best way to cut threaded rod?" Uh, Man, there's a lot of different ways. My favorite, or what I've always used, is a sawzall with a metal blade. Ashley Barrett Jackson says, "Quality isn't expensive, it's priceless." I've been having this conversation way too much lately. Ashley, thank you very much. I completely agree with you. Romero Diaz says, "Hello, how are you doing? Good to see you." Carlos De La Torre says, "Other than rigid pipe wrenches, what is the next best pipe wrench? Maybe Cobalt." You know, I tell you what, I think Rigid Milwaukee, Lennox is making some. I've seen them at the supply houses. Uh, Cobalt, yeah, Cobalt makes good pipe wrenches. You know, there's a lot of look, guys. Tools. People ask me all the time about power tools. It's like, man, get a brand you love and stick with it and love it. It's good stuff. So yes, Cobalt. I've used those too. No problem at all. Joe T. Hey Roger, what's up? Jonathan Wheeler says a stopper pop up. There you go, man. And if you can reach down in there, undo the trip lever assembly to where you can pull that inside out. A lot of times, if you can grab that and pull that out, a lot of the hair will come out with it. Kevin Roselle says, "Nope, I'm from California. Don't hold it against me. I don't hold it against you at all." You know, I actually love it out in California. The only thing I don't like is the water is freaking cold. Y'all make it like this California living is this greatest thing on earth, and you get out there and the water's so cold you can't get in or you don't want to. Shrinkage. I mean, you know, the whole state shrinking. That's why it's going to fall off. That's where I was going with that. Anyway, man, that water's too cold. I like Florida's hot. Actually, I like Mexico better than anything. Sean Cook says, "Sorry about the duplicate question. You're good. No problem at all. Seems to help as a reference. Some things seem inaccurate, but for the most part, being a fairly new business owner, I need all the help I can get. Brother, I get it. No problem at all." I thought that was in there. It's always in there. Andrew Lockhart says, "I have a confession. My bathroom toilet is running and my faucet leaks. I never want to fix the plumbing when I get home from fixing others." Andrew, man, you're not the only one. You know, they say a cobbler's kids has the worst shoes. Look, when when I'm a plumber, I'm a plumber. So when I get home, that's one of the last things I want to work on. But you know, at the end of the day, we got to do it. Either that or call somebody else. Put it on your calendar that if you don't fix it by this weekend, you're going to call somebody fix it for you. You'll get it fixed. Lynn Bailey says, "Just wanted to say, love you, Roger. Thank you very much. Love you. Appreciate you being here." And that goes out to each and every one of y'all. I do. I love that y'all come here. It makes it where I get to do the fun stuff I get to do. Kevin Roselle says he lives in Central Texas now. You know, if you're down in Central Texas, you might reach out to me about Master Networks. Go check out Master Networks. Is it CNTX or CTX? Uh, anyway, I'm a regional partner for Master Networks from Waco to San Antonio and over in Houston. And I got to tell you, guys, if you're not out networking to grow your business, you should be, because it can make you money. Lorenzo Criscuolo says, "What's the best way of securing stacked half-inch copper pipes running vertically inside a wall? I have 8 of them going to a tenant's apartments upstairs because occasionally hear water hammering, both hot and cold." Unistrut with a way to squeeze it, pipe clamp, stuff like that. There's a lot of different ways. Doug says #100. Lynn Bailey, you have a Discord now, man. I'm lucky. Sean Strong, if y'all have not checked out Sean Strong, if you have not checked out Sean Strong, He's over on Instagram, boom_the plumber. He literally set up and runs my Discord for me. Amazing guy. Love him to death. Actually had him come to town. Y'all know that I pissed off a whole lot of plumbers. I know we don't tell people that, but I had a lot of plumbers get really upset because the software I was using sent out a voice message call in the middle of the night. Wasn't supposed to, would never plan on anything like that. Anyway, they got upset. So I had an event where I invited 62,007 plumbers down to a bar here in Dallas for a cold beer. And I flew him in town to talk to him about it, or let him come be part of it. It was really pretty cool. Anyway, I had a blast. Chris says, hashtag 100. Yes, that's the best and quickest way to get workers. Pay more money. Yeah, pay more. People work for money. Amen. Guys, I really think, and I'm telling y'all, I truthfully think within 5 years, plumbers are making $100 an hour on the check. Y'all, here in about 30 minutes or so, I'm going to kind of show you what I'm going to be giving away in a couple of weeks. And I'm telling you, if you're a plumber, you want it. Eddie Vasquez says, more importantly, you should tuck in your shirt to avoid getting it caught in machinery. I just choose not to work around machinery. But I have, and it could happen. Juanito Durden said, got it right, says use 1/2-inch U-straps. And there's a lot you can use, but yeah, that's good. Short screws. Also cut in a few water hammer arresters. There's a lot of things you can do. I like that. Andrew Lockhart says, I have a confession. I have a leaking faucet. Yeah, I know. We saw that. That's bad. Mr. S, clip that. My butt is tender. I know. Chris says, haha, Andrew, myself can't do plumbing. I guess I can do everything else but plumbing. Just get wet. It happens. It's just part of it. Do you prefer reroutes on slab leaks? Really, I prefer to get down to it and find out what it is. Either tunnel in. I can do a reroute if it's in the wall. If it's a water line, it's easy to figure out, and both walls are easy to get to. So, man, there's always something we can do. Chris says, mechanical, electrical, and plumbers are the most valuable. I'm a carpenter and steel stud guy. We get paid a whole lot less than the mechanical guys. And look, I'm just basing that on, and here's my thought process. So think about this. If I'm a plumber, an electrician, or a roofer, I have the opportunity to work for other companies. I also have the opportunity to go open my own company. So I think in the long run, you've got an opportunity to make a lot of money if you want to. Austin Clark, you can't claim my pops. I'm good. All Day Gaming, how long were you in business before you sold it? About 6 years. Jacob Wade says, is an encapsulated basement bad for a crawl space? It depends on how you're encapsulating it. We don't have basements here in Texas, so there's something I don't have to deal with. JT97 says, I'm finally here on time. I love that. Glenn Duncan says, hello. My brother from another mother, Mr. Steve Arloa, is in the house. Hello to Hawaii, brother. Bobby Connolly says, just want to let all the plumbers and apprentices know that if you do not have a test date yet, be patient. They're in the process of moving the written test to Pearson View. Okay, not sure where you're talking about. The software system. That's true. Yes, that they are talking about moving the written test online, which I think is great. I'm a lead AP. And if y'all don't know what that is, I have a nationwide recognition for having the training and certification for leadership in energy and environmental design. And I did that back when I was doing big commercial work. Now, the funny thing is this certification is a nationwide certification, mainly for architects and engineers, but it's designed by architects and engineers. But I knew I wanted it because of the jobs that I was doing. So I talked my company into it, let me take the test, and it almost killed me. It was tough. But here's the deal. They've got this nationwide certification where you can go into a testing facility. They double, triple, and quadruple check to make sure it's you. You're allowed to carry nothing but a pencil and 3 pieces of paper in the room with you. Everything else gets locked up. And as soon as you take this test, it tells you, congratulations, you passed. As soon as I finished that test, because this was only about 15 years ago, 10 years ago. God, how long ago was it? 12 years ago. It told me I was done, but while I was doing this, I thought, why don't we do that with the plumbing exam? Can you imagine in Texas where there's so many people taking the exam that we're really far behind? What if you just got in, took the test on a computer, and it says, congratulations, you passed the written. Here's the next available test date for your practical exam. Do you want to book it? Or you could say, hey, you know what? I know that I can't go that quick. Can I check a later date? And you get in, you get to schedule your test when you want to. Wow, that would be phenomenal. Anyway, that's what they're trying to do. JT97 says, doing my first slab leak tomorrow. I hope you have electronic equipment. If Tyler's still in here, Tyler came to work for us a couple of weeks ago. Tyler's been using geophones for years. He used some of my electronic equipment and it blew him away. He's like, oh my gosh. It's a whole nother level, guys. Steve says here in Hawaii, reroute is better, but in Michigan, where you're from, it was not. It's the opposite. Texas Tradesman number 7851 here. What is up? Josh, brother, I am living the dream. Sean Ingalls says basements in New Jersey and Philadelphia are crazy with the floods. I bet. And BH Plumber and Rooter says, hey, Roger, God bless you for this channel. I'm Shahar, and I'm a new plumbing business owner. I'm struggling with condos. Struggling with condos. I get a lot of them from Yelp. I'm making mistakes, refusing. Am I making a mistake? Yeah, let me start over. Am I making a mistake refusing to work on condos? Because you get a lot of calls from. You've got to decide what you want to do. I don't do new construction. That's not where I make my money. I can make money doing residential service. So I refuse it. And I get a lot of people upset. I just want you to come build this new house for me. Well, great. I don't do that. Know what your niche is, stay in your lane, make the best money, best profit margins you can, and never look back. You'll be fine. Construction Crony says, I love construction. So many ways to diversify and make money. We're so lucky to be able to make money on social media, and I love helping and teaching people. Amen, brother. Norton Plumbing says, just got home from replacing about 100 feet of Orangeburg. I'm replacing stuff that's been in for 70 plus years. What is your opinion on the stuff? If they release something like it now, would you use it? No. Man, I even when I go and replace cast iron now, I try to use PVC. I love it. We're in Texas, so we don't use ABS. PVC works phenomenal for us. Steve Arloa says, no way I'd use it. And a lot of it here used during World War II to save on cost. That stuff is horrible. 70 years in the dirt and functioning. Completely agree. Ari, how are you? Pick your poison and be the cure. Man, I like that. Sean Engel, I really like that. Pick your poison and be the cure. I'm going to have to take a note on that one. That's good. Actually, I'll just take a picture of it because, oops, I really do like that. I may not quote you on it, but, I like it anyway. I'll steal it from you. Steve Arloa says, but you can't do spot repairs. The whole system has to be replaced. Wow. So, Steve, do they not have the adapters? It's been so long. I hadn't done Orangeburg since I was in Austin. You can't cut in the middle and use adapters and go to PVC or something else? Sergio Vasquez says, hey, Roger, big fan. Do you know of any courses that teach you design and engineering of plumbing? I'm in commercial plumbing and want to be prepared so that I'm not lost when I get the opportunity. Sergio, I would say check about becoming a CPD, Certified Plumbing Designer. It's a certification, man. That's one that I took one time, and I didn't have a lot of time to study, but I did not pass it, and it really upset me. CPD, Certified Plumbing Designer. check that out. Tell me send me a message and let me know what you think about it. Matt McDonough says, Mr. Agia Plumbing, what's up? Man, I am having a beautiful day. I want to tell everybody here, make sure you hang around. I'm going to be announcing in about 25 minutes about a giveaway we're doing in 2 weeks. And if you're a plumber, you're going to want to be here for this. 70 years is good, but it just crumbles. That part is not good. Amen, brother. Just came up with it. I do. I love that, man. I did. I stopped and took a picture. We have a thermal camera for slab leaks. It's so cool. So JT97, tell me this. Does it just detect on the surface? Is it penetrable? Meaning a lot of times here in Texas, it may be down far enough, you may not be able to see the heat. I mean, I can understand that you could feel it. Well, I might have to go back. I said I took a picture, but I didn't even take a picture of that. Man, now I got to scroll back up just to make sure that I get that. I know I'm going to mess up everything right here. Man, now I'm lost. There we go. I'm going to put it up here one more time just so I can see it. I know I'm messing y'all's whole day up, ain't I? Now I got it. All right. So I'm going to jump back down in here. Yeah, that is cool. Soldering or brazing? Do you like soldering or brazing? I like brazing. And I got to tell you, and that's just because I like it. I would never solder in a building or anywhere where I really don't need it. But I did solder. I did brazing for years working for a fire protection company and loved it. Sean Engel, thank you very much. I really hope y'all know the giveaway that we're going to be doing in 2 weeks. I have been working on for a month, 2 months, 3 months. Matter of fact, I talked to the company when I was in Waco at Texas State Technical College doing the deal for the plumbing exam. So I'm telling you, this is a good one, and I'm excited about it. James Brown says, hey, Roger, just installed $5,000 gold lavatory faucet. Called the insurance guy just to get extra coverage. Number one, I'd like to see pictures of it. James Brown, if you will please go post pictures on our subreddit. Roger Wakefield post. I'm trying to see if I can get here it did it. I think. Jackpot. Mr. James Brown, I am putting a link in here. If you will go over to my subreddit and post that, I would love to see it. And I'd love to hear what other people have to think about it. Our subreddit's doing really good. Sean Strong does a lot in there for me. He does a whole lot for me, not just there, but also in the Discord. We've got 5,000 members already, guys. If you're not over there, I put the link in it, man, go over there and just sign up, follow it, join it. It is pretty cool. And anytime you got plumbing pictures or videos that you might want me to make fun of, because we do that every now and then, it's a good place to put them. Jolly Time says, new color toilet is leaking around the base. I saw something on Facebook yesterday that their wax rings might be defective. Man, I don't normally use the wax rings that come with toilets. I like using my own, but I do save those wax rings and use them for sewer testing when I need to wax my balls. Do y'all wax your balls when you test sewer systems? I'm just asking. When we're doing leak location, I wax my balls. If you can find a section that won't crumble, usually it keeps breaking. Okay, Steve, I thought so. Because I was going to say, man, I would have swore that we had done spot repairs a long time ago, though. Sergio says, I'll look into it. Where do I send you a message? Man, anything you post over in subreddit, I'll see you guys. If y'all aren't connected with me on LinkedIn, that's a good spot to message me. I do get to see a lot of that. Greg Vitko says, I advertise for service work. Somehow, for whatever reason, 80% of your business is new construction. Any thoughts on increasing the service end? Man, you just got to focus on that. I know it sounds tough, but I think at the end of the day, that's where you're going to make your most money. I'm right there with you, brother. Miss Allison Sousa Fox, how are you? Good to see you in here. JT97 says it shows anywhere that has heat. Okay, so if it reaches the slab, now I get that. Soldering for Steve. Look, I love to solder, but man, I've brazed for so many years. It's been good for me. Made a good living at it. I posted that right there. So, man, I'm not too far behind on my comments, which is great. Means I should get to all of them today. And here in about 20 minutes, I'm going to be talking about a giveaway that you're going to want to know about. Where did I go? There we go. So Steve Arloa uses the rubber wax rings. Man, I got to get in there and play with those. I want to. James Brown says, yep, of a VP of a large co here in Minnesota loaded with dough. Man, I would love to see pictures. I'm just saying. That's Roy Combs says, recently replumbed our bathroom, complete remodel, had to turn the water off to the house. The water pressure on our existing faucet is reduced now. Is that due to buildup? It's very possible. You might be able to take your supply lines apart. You could have trash in there. It could be, there could be so many different things. And you're saying on your existing line, so maybe where they cut the tie-in, it's possible. Yeah. Anytime you turn the water off, you can break up any calcium, magnesium, anything that's built up anywhere through there. It can be a problem. Steve says it's a rubber wax ring and the wax is inside of the rubber. I'm not even going to comment on that. I wanted to. Eddie says, how do we join your Discord server? Man, I'll see if I can find it real quick. That's why I love it when Sean is in here. It looks like I found it already. Okay, wait a minute. I know it's family friendly. I see that. I think I found it. Matter of fact, yeah, it looks like I found it. I want y'all to try this just to see. And let me know if that works. I clicked on it. It says my invite is invalid. But that's one that Sean had put up, so it may work for you. Check the aerator. Yeah, and that's it. It could just be right there in the aerator. A wax man. Thank you, Sarah Loa. Check it out. Viceroy says, had read someone suggested that. Servando Ortuño says, hey, Roger, like your videos, started plumbing 6 months ago. Right now I'm an apprentice, and your videos are so informative. I barely turned 19, so a long way to go in the trade. Number one, congratulations. I hope you love it. If you haven't, I do hope you subscribe to the channel just so you come back. I'd like to know how it is, 6 months from now, a year from now, stuff like that. I love knowing what it's like for people going through the trades. Me, I had to do it. I had to make money. I ended up becoming a father at a young age. And man, I had to make a living. So a lot of y'all, they're just getting in the trades. I mean, you can make pretty decent money, and a lot of y'all live at home. I had moved out. I had my first apartment when I was 17. I think I was really 16, but I think I told them I was 17 because they let me do it. It's tough. I mean, it is tough, but I had to work 2 or 3 jobs to make the kind of money that I needed to make. So, you do what you got to do. I get it. Chris says, you're a good man, brother. Be safe out there, guys. All of us, let's be safe in everything we do. Do you wax that head? I don't have to, man. It shines automatically. I cut my own hair about once a week. Matter of fact, I try to cut it every Monday morning, which I did today, and it looks beautiful. I'm gonna show y'all something else I did. No, I'll show y'all next time. I'm getting into swag. I'm doing stickers, wristbands, keychains, all kinds of cool stuff. Got to find out how to work that in here for long. Steve says, Servando, started when I was a teenager, 28 years later, on my own business, live in Hawaii. Never give up and keep on learning. Amen. Matt McDonough says, have you ever used a rigid electric soldering gun? It's awesome for no hot work. I have not. I've heard about it. I want to see that. I want to do pipe freezing. I want to do so many different things. But yeah, it looks pretty cool. I've seen it. Yep, invite invalid. I got the same thing. Appreciate that. All day gaming. What is the main purpose of Discord? Never used it. I really didn't like it because, man, I had notifications going off all the freaking time. Because I was in another Discord group. Good information there, though. I don't think the Discord link works. Yeah, I don't either, but I just saw the one he had posted. If y'all will go into the subreddit that I did post the link for, let's see if I can find it again. Right here. If you will go into the subreddit and leave a message for Sean, boom, _ the plumber, or literally just go to Instagram right now, follow him, send him a message over there. He'll get you in there. Norton Plumbing is calling my apprentice here now to listen to this. Eddie says Discord is like a chat room. Agreed. RoboSeal in the house. Good to see you. Macix. Love the mustache. Thank you very much. It's funny. One of my sponsor deals that they're talking to me, and they had a whole lot of questions. And this is about plumbing and plumbing products. So it had nothing to do with facial hair. I mean, it had nothing to do with any of that. But one of their questions was, would you ever shave off your mustache? And I'm like, oh, heck no. And they said, good. We just want to make sure that you weren't going to change the brand. So I thought that was cool. Steve Arloa says, we have a lot in common. Roger. I was a kid having a kid, had to get a real job, ended up being a plumbing company. Long story short, 28 years later. Amen. Patrick Kelly says, I'm dealing with a septic problem. I'm not a septic person, but I'll try. Says, I'm a general contractor. The outlet side of the tank is Orangeburg pipe. I want to build a new leach pit, and my general contractor brother-in-law wants to dig up the old Orangeburg and replace it in sections that are crushed or filled with roots. What would you do? My thing is, I would rebuild the whole new outlet leach pit, whole 9 yards. I like this. Necro7 says, I want to thank you so much. You have helped me more than my company. I like that. Be careful with all the caps. The night bot will eventually kick you out. Quick sip of water. Thank y'all. Servando Ortuno says, I like the trade. So far, I joined because of my brother, joined the company here in Houston. My boss and coworkers are cool. They make the job fun, but it can have its fair share of difficult moments. Man, it can, but you know what? At the end of the day, you're going to make it home. And a few years from now, you're going to look back and be like, you know what? I remember when I did that. It ain't that bad anymore. All Day Gaming says you gained another Redditor and Instagram if you have Instagram quality information. Thank you. And we do. Richard J. Schwartz says Mr. Plumbing can fix. Michael, I'm gonna tell y'all about one of my favorite YouTube channels too. Just because, man, this is pretty cool. I'm gonna put a link in here to her channel because actually I'm gonna go to her channel. I say I am. I'm gonna have to do it a different way. I'm gonna go to her channel. I'm gonna find the video that I like because I want y'all to see it. I'm putting a swag bag together to send this young lady, but I'm telling you what she does is fantastic. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to stop there. I love this. And I'm going to share this post right here. So I'm going to copy it if it'll let me. There we go. All right. So here's another one I'm putting in here. Guys, y'all need to go check this out and tell me if you like this video. Because to me, man, this is just cool. Michael Lee Pollock says, What do you do when your customer wants you to use purple on the PVC fittings because they like to see that? It's glued, but your boss tells you never use purple. Man, we use purple, so it's kind of hard for me. I like seeing it. I like knowing it's primed. I like knowing that it's done right. It doesn't always happen. So I'm just telling you, I'm one of those people. I like to see the purple, but it's because I've had people that I know weren't doing things right. Oh, never clicked on it. Sorry about that. Michael E. Pollock. My thing is, look, clear primer will work indoors, but if you're outside, I want to see the purple. Hey, Roger, do you prefer DeWalt, Makita, or Milwaukee tools? I got to tell you, I love Milwaukee. I love DeWalt. I haven't used Makita a lot, but when I was doing commercial work, I did. I would say that Milwaukee and DeWalt are probably where I spend most of my money. Norton Plumbing says replace baffle all the way back to the drain field, Patrick. It's the right repair. Unfortunately, it's also the most expensive. Yes, indeed. Kevin Roselle says, what's your favorite water softener brand and why? I don't do a lot with water softeners. Yeah, Ferguson's got some that I've brought in here, North Star, that really appear to be freaking phenomenal. The people that we've installed them for love them. So I'm not going to say, here's the reason I don't like water softeners as much. I don't like that slimy feeling. Excuse me, that silky feeling. But the cool thing about them, man, you're not going to have any problem with your plumbing products at your house, meaning your valves, your ice maker, your dishwasher, anything like that, because it's going to help. You're going to keep that calcium and magnesium off the fixtures. Steve Arloa says, the difficult moments are the best moments to learn. Man, isn't that the truth? Wes, yeah, I'll tell her. Says, will you tell my girlfriend to stop flushing tampons down the toilet? Yes. Wes's girlfriend, quit. It's not good for your system. And if you're ever not dating a plumber, it's going to get very expensive. Necro7 says, sorry about the cat part, but I'm just excited to say thank you because I had to use your YouTube to solve odd plumbing problems that required small solutions, but helped you a lot. I'm glad I was a help. Do what it takes to make the customer happy is what it's always about. Wes, as much as I want all women to stop doing that, it'll never happen. Amen. Richard says, when you're a plumber and it is a full-time job, you can be your own boss. And not always. It can be a full-time job if you're running your own company, but if you can have a full-time job working for somebody else, you still got to do what they tell you to do. James Brown says the plumbing princess is good. Yep, I agree. Matt McDonough says, I would love to see you do a DIY homemade sewer jetter kit. Man, I'm working on, well, I can't even tell you. I'm working on some cool stuff. James Brown says, here in Minnesota, no purple on PVC. The inspector fails you. There you go. I was trying to figure that one out. Abrasive pad or wire wool, which do you prefer? I like the abrasive pads. All right, guys, I'm going to do it just a few minutes early, but I'm going to tell y'all about giveaways. Okay, so first of all, do y'all know what this is? I got to get my cameras right. Let's do it right here. No, let's try it right there. No. Let's go back to this one over here. Do y'all know what this is? Can any of y'all tell me without reading what it is? Let me make that go away. Can any of y'all tell me what that is? I'm looking for it in the chat. And I don't see anything yet. Norton Plumbing says, I'll gladly take that off your hand. Mr. Steve Arloa, you are right. This is a locator. So, and I want to look up here because I want to make sure I give y'all the right numbers. 2580-21, enter. Milwaukee. So I'm looking at price ranges on this from about $2,500 to $2,750. Does that sound about right to y'all? If that sounds right, yeah, it's a Milwaukee. Nice addition. Locator. Got a lot of good stuff in here. Does that sound about right to y'all? Yeah, $2,749 is what I'm coming up with the most. So that's probably suggested retail. Do y'all like this? I mean, I want to know what y'all think. Would any of y'all be happy to win this? Steve says you can ship it to Ua Beach, Oahu, Hawaii. Pipeline searching device. Man, got some good stuff in here. A fine locator. Okay, so I like that y'all like it. I got to look up something else here real quick, just because I want to get things right. I don't want to lie to anybody. Head back to my main camera right there. Don't want to lie to anybody. And I know y'all think the wheels have fallen off because it slowed down here. Man, this is actually looking better than I was thinking. I'm gonna have to get my calculator out, just because I want to talk to y'all. That number comes up twice. So we're going to call it that number there. And I said the other one was here. We're going to call it 2749. Okay, so just so y'all know, because I want to make sure y'all see what I see. And I don't know why it's not. Oh, there we go. Can y'all see that number? If y'all can see this number, do me a favor, put this number in the chat. I just want to make sure that y'all can see it. So if you can see that, if you see that number, please put that in the chat. I got a lot of people saying I don't have to ship it. They'll come pick it up. Okay, so we see the number. Good. Because here's what I'm going to tell you. The other thing that we're giving away, and I got to be very careful here. Let me come back here. I don't pull the wrong thing up. There we go, right here. Let me see if I can do this without. Let me just do it that way. Oh, I like that. Okay, so no, can't do that. Yeah, maybe I can. Let me see what it'll do here. Y'all gonna like this. Give me just a second. I wanna. Okay, let's not do that. So here's the deal. You know what? I know how I can do it. As you can tell, I did not think about this one really, really well. But I'm going to show y'all what else we're giving away in 2 weeks. Here we go. This will do it. Come on. Okay, now I can show this one. All right, so I'm going to share this screen right here. Do this. And I think it will let me do this and this to show y'all. Okay, that used to let me show a portion of a screen. Now it's not. So let me do this. How many of y'all see that? And I think that I can do that. There we go. Now let me do this. And it won't make it any bigger. But there we go. So this is what we're giving away. We're adding in the 2973-22. So we're not just giving away the locator, guys. We are also giving away a 120-foot pipeline inspection system. And I'm going to quit sharing my screen just because I don't know what it's going to do. There we go. And I'm going to make that one go away. So if you'd be interested in winning the locator and the 120-foot pipeline inspection system, do me a favor and just put hashtag yes in there. Just because I want to know. Is this something you'd be interested in winning? Yeah, so we got some yeses in there. See, I like that. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. Yes, 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 yes. I'm gonna go all the way down to the comments. Okay, so see, now I'm getting some yeses in here. So, guys, here's the deal. In 2 weeks, we're gonna be giving away both of those. We're gonna be giving away the camera and the locator. We're gonna do it on a live stream on that Monday, the 23rd. We're going to have things, you're going to have opportunities to win, but here's the deal. You got to be in here. You got to be a plumber. I think we can say you got to be subscribed. You got to ring the bell because we're going to make sure that you get notified. So if you're not, man, you may want to go ahead and hit the subscribe button. If y'all like that, do me a favor. We got about 60, 70 people in here right now. Give me a thumbs up if you like that. Go down there, like the video, thumbs up. Yes, here we go. I'm loving this. So, I mean, how is that, guys? That's man, that's 93, almost $9,400 right there. Not a bad deal. So, got a lot of people saying I could use all that. I have nothing like that on my truck. I love it. Steve Arloa, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Anticipation. Please, pretty please. Absolutely. There's all the yeses I was looking for. And I think that this could turn out to be a cool deal. So here's what I would do, guys. I would not only tell you to win it, but I would tell the people at your companies, hey, y'all want to get in on this? I mean, there's going to be a lot of people in here. We're wanting to advertise it and get people. We want to see how big we can make the show a week from or 2 weeks from Monday. So I've got Milwaukee coming into the house. They're going to talk to us about it, tell us about it, all kinds of things. And man, I think it's going to be really cool. Yeah, Tyler even says yes. Steve says yes. Everybody says yes. I didn't see anybody saying no, they didn't want to win it. And the reason being, I'm thinking is that I would take a picture of it, and if they want it, I'm gonna be like, you said no. There you go. Tyler Hoskins. Wait. Yeah. How about a hell yes? Tyler Hoskins says moneymaker. Absolutely. Guys, here's what's cool about this, and here's what I love about it. On most cameras, the head is traceable. On this, the entire cable is traceable. Bubby says, just want to say hi. Thank you for your knowledge. Plumber, HVAC apprentice, New Mexico. Your videos have really helped. Thank you very much. All right, man. I'm not going to be able to get through all the yeses and thumbs up. The best thumbs up for the Cottonelle Wipes. I love it. Guys, it's going to be just like it normally is. It's going to be 2 weeks from today, 4 o'clock Central Standard Time. Patrick Clavin says, look, I moved over from Facebook. If you have not done it yet, hit the subscribe button, ring the bell. If you have not liked this video, do me a favor, give me a thumbs up. That lets YouTube know we're doing something right. Like I said, if you feel the need to hit the thumbs down button, at least hit it twice. Elliot, could it find a flush goldfish? It probably could. Pro Built is in the shop. Roger, is your company hiring? Wife and I thinking about moving to Texas. Aaron Warman, I would tell you, talk to Kyle, who's in here. I saw him a while ago. Kyle, are you still in here? Kyle moved here from Washington State. Yep, Kyle Hoffman's still in here, it looks like. Moved here from Washington State. Him, his wife, and his daughter, I think they enjoy it. Doug McDonough says, my last one was stolen. Been renting the last couple of years. Awesome, can't wait. Denver McCartney says, Roger, what is your standard procedure if you need to replace leaking multi-turn compression angle stop on a CPVC stub out that's too short to cut off? man, can you rebuild it? That's what I would try to do. AML Plumbing says, great channel. Thank you very much. Moved over from Facebook. Patrick, I love that. Guys, I am fixing to have to get out of here. But what I want to tell y'all is, okay, don't not schedule any jobs that day, Steve Arlo, just from 4 o'clock to 5:30. And we're going to have some things in here. Like I said, Milwaukee's coming in the house for the live stream. It is going to be great. What I want to tell you is, man, it's going to be fun. I love doing stuff like this. So, guys, look, this is something I'm trying to get to where I'm doing every month. All the sponsors we bring in, we're talking to them about giveaways. What can we do? Milwaukee, man, they went above and beyond for this. I actually got an email from them today talking about how excited they are about it. So I'm looking forward to this. If you have not done this, do me a favor. Share this out. Let people know that. I want to make sure, that went away. I want to make sure that what we do try to share this. This is something we're wanting to do every month. And we've got to let the sponsors know that you guys love it, that you guys think it's great. I've made posts about it on Facebook. We're putting it in our content calendar in our community on YouTube. If you like what we're doing, just please share it with other people. Let them know. That's how we make it happen. So I want to thank all y'all for being in here today. I really want to say thank you very much. James Tiss says, love the toilet paper video you put up. Roll over, not under. Amen. So anyway, guys, I hope y'all enjoyed it today. Thank you for being here. Steve Arloa, my moderator, thank you for being in here. It's nice to have help in here all the time. And guys, I can't wait to see y'all in 2 weeks. But if you come in next week, I'll talk to you about how we're going to give it away, what we're going to do, and the different ways that you can win. Anyway, I hope you loved it, and I hope to see you soon. I'm Roger Wakefield, lead AP, the expert plumber. Like I said, if you hadn't given us a thumbs up, reach down at the bottom and do it, and share this out with anybody you can think of. I'm Roger Wakefield, lead AP, the expert plumber. I'll see you in the next video if you don't get flushed.